Have you ever played with a puppet or seen a puppet show?
Yeah.
Have you?
I
Yeah,
did.
we did a shadow puppet when we were on class tag last week. We made shadow puppets and we have our shadow puppet theater.
Yeah.
This is our puppet. Do you know what her name is? You want to ask her what her name is?
What is it?
My name's Susie. What's your name?
Emily.
Hi, Everly. What's your name?
Lucas. Zaya.
Nevaeh. Hi, Nevaeh. What's your name?
Lucas.
I didn't ask you yet. I was asking this little girl over here.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Gracie. Hi, Gracie. Oh, I told her your name. Okay, now it's your turn.
Lucas.
Hi, Lucas. My name is Susie. And you heard a story about me earlier in the year. But I was just a baby in that story. Do you remember a story with a baby in it? And my big brother was in that story too.
No.
His name was Peter. Do you remember a
Peter
story
the Potter?
about Peter
No.
and his baby sister Susie?
No.
Do you remember that story?
I do.
You do? Do you know what happened in that story?
No.
I was a baby and they started painting all of Peter's things from when he was little. He had a blue chair and a blue crib, and they painted them a different color. Do you remember what color it was?
Pink. Yeah, pink.
Pink. Why did they paint them pink?
Okay, the baby likes it.
Because he had a baby sister. And his baby sister was named Susie. Susie grew up. And now Susie has a book too of her own. And it's a book about her and her friend Louie. The title of my book is called Louie.
Can we read it, Louie?
We can read the book Louie. And it's written by the same author that wrote Peter's Chair, Ezra Jack Keats. Wrote this story and is the illustrator also. So we're going to read the book about Susie and her friend Louie. She's going to sit right there so she can hear the story too. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's read about Louie. Susie and Roberto were putting on a puppet show. They had spent a lot of time making puppets. Kids were trying to find their seats right next to their friends. Wow, everybody's here, said Susie. Look at all the people out there. There's Louie, said Roberto. I've never heard a word out of him. Me neither, said Susie. Well, let's get started. Why do you think they never heard a word out of Louie?
You don't know.
Do you think he knows how to talk?
Yeah.
You do?
Could
Yeah, he's a big boy. He might know how to talk.
Because you have voice boxes in your body.
You do. He could use his voice box to talk. Some people that are bigger still have trouble talking. But there's another reason why he might be quiet. Maybe he's just shy. Do you know anybody who's shy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
maybe
seen
he's
one.
shy.
I seen one at a place I went to play at.
Yeah,
What was shy?
Sometimes kids get a little shy, or even grown-ups, and they get a little bit scared to talk to their friends. So Louie is a little bit shy. Then the curtain opened, and the mouse puppet appeared on the stage. Look at that mouse puppet. I see something behind him. What do you see?
A mouse.
I see his shadow. His shadow looks really big.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it looks like a mouse shadow.
Yeah, he's got a big nose and some, he almost looks really big and scary. Almost looks like he has claws, doesn't he?
It looks
Shadow looks a little
It
bit
looks
scary.
like a snowman kid.
Like a snowman. It's kind of, because he has those pointy ears there, and then kind of looks like a
He
carrot
kinda
nose.
looks like a
You're right.
snowman, but
Shadows sometimes are tricky, aren't they? Because they can look like other things.
He kind of looks like a Tolman whale.
Like a snowman one. Then the mouse introduced Gussie. And when Louie saw Gussie, he stood up. Hey, sit down. We can't see through you, Louie, the other kid said. That wasn't very nice, was it? Come on, sit down, will ya? And Louie just stood there and he stared. Why do you think he's standing there looking at Gussie? Gussie like that?
Because I got a different face.
Do you think he likes Gussie?
No, because I got the different face.
She's got a different face on her?
Yeah.
I think maybe he likes her.
And maybe he's shy.
Hello, he said. Remember what Roberto said about Louie?
Yeah.
He said he never heard Louie say a word. But he just said, hello. He talked to Gussie, the puppet. He likes to talk to Gussie. Maybe he's just shy of real people.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, said Louie. What's going on? Asked Susie. Roberto peeked over the stage. It's Louie, he whispered. He's talking to Gussie, and he won't stop. What do we do? Susie thought for a moment. We better have Gussie answer him. Hi, Louie, Susie, in her Gussie voice, said. Nice to see you. But me and the mouse gotta get on with our show. Will you please sit down so we can go back to our show? There's a lot more to come. And then Louie sat down. He listened to Gussie because she asked him nicely, didn't she? She said, please, will you sit down? And those other kids were yelling at him. And then the place got really quiet and the play continued. And then the kids laughed at all the adventures that Gussie and the mouse had. And when the show ended, the puppets bowed and everyone cheered and clapped. Yay! They really liked that puppet show. But guess what? Louie jumped up and he clapped the loudest and the longest. He really, really liked the puppet show. And as everyone was leaving, Susie and Roberto saw Louie. Would you like to say goodbye to Gussie? Susie asked. And Louie grabbed the puppet and he held onto it so tight. Well, what do I do now? Susie whispered to Roberto. Well, Gussie's very tired, explained Roberto. She has to go home now and get some sleep. Louie waited a minute and then he let go of Gussie. Susie and Roberto started off and Louie waved until they were all out of sight. He really likes Gussie, doesn't he? Do you have a stuffed animal or a doll or something at home that you really like to hug and play with? It's your favorite
I
thing?
got Bear.
Yeah, he really likes Gussie, doesn't he? And then he walked home. It looks like Louie lives in the city. He's got some big buildings there that have cool murals painted on them. And he went to his room and he sat on the floor. Does he look happy or does he look sad?
He
looks happy?
Yeah. He's sad.
You think he looks sad? I think he looks a little sad too.
Yeah, because he wants that puppy.
He's got his eyes closed. Oh, and he fell asleep like that, and he dreamed that he was feeding Gussie from a huge ice cream cone. That looks like a really good dream, huh? Ice cream and his best friend Gussie. That's a good dream. But suddenly, Gussie disappeared, and the ice cream cone too. And Louie was falling down, down, down. What's happening to his good dream?
It's going to be creepy.
It's turning into a bad dream, isn't it? His ice cream and his friend disappeared, and he's falling. Now he was floating, and there were kids all around, and they were making fun of him, just like they did at the puppet show, telling him to sit down and yelling at him. They said, hello, hello, nope, goodbye, goodbye, ha, ha, ha. Oh, yeah, hello, goodbye, Louie. Louie, his mother called. Louie, she called again. What are you doing? But he didn't answer. He was still sad from his dream. Have you ever had a sad dream or a scary dream like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a werewolf dream. I was in the wood walking, and I saw a werewolf chasing me.
Sometimes that would be a scary dream, wouldn't it? He had a scary, bad kind of dream where he was falling and everyone was making fun of him. So, you know what? His mom said, hey, somebody slipped a note for you under the door. And it says, hello, hello, hello. go outside and follow the long green string. So Louie got up and he went outside. I wonder what it could be. I wonder who left him a note.
Maybe his parents.
You think his parents wrote the note?
No. Maybe the puppet.
You think the puppet could write a note?
Puppet?
The puppet's right?
No.
No.
I thought he did it.
I wonder who wrote the note. Let's see. There's a big green string all the way out his door, all the way down the steps, past all the garbage cans, and around the corner of his apartment building. I wonder where it leads. What do you think is at the end of that green string?
Uh-oh. A puppet. I think the puppet.
It is. It's Gussie the puppet. And her sign says, hello. Remember the words that Louie said to her? Hello. How do you think that puppet got there? And who do you think wrote that note for Louie?
I know. The parents.
You think his parents did it?
Yeah.
Did his parents know that he really liked that puppet? Who knew how much he liked that puppet?
The puppet might have, a guy might have taken.
What about the people who were doing the puppet show? Do you remember their names? His friends Susie and Roberto? Do you think maybe they wrote the note?
Yeah.
And gave him the puppet because they knew he really liked that puppet? That was a very kind thing to do, wasn't it? Remember, some of those friends at the theater were not saying nice words to Louie, and they were telling him, sit down, get out of the way. But Susie and Roberto did a kind thing. They brought Louie a puppet friend, so he would be able to talk and have some courage to talk to people and have a new friend.
Yeah.
Wasn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very nice story and a nice thing that they did for their friend. I really like that story. Thank you, Susie, for bringing us your story. You guys want to say thank you to Susie?
Yeah, thank you, Susie.
You want to say thank you to Susie? All right. We're going to get ready to go to our small group. Do you all want to give Susie a hug or a high five before you go?
Hi, yeah.
All right. Do you remember their names, Susie?
Ta-ta.
Everly! You want to come give me a hug or a high five? All right. Come on up. Nevaeh! Are you Nevaeh? Did I get the right name? Oh, good, I remembered. Do you remember my name? What's my name? Susie, you're right. Would you like a high five or a hug? High five. Gracie! Gracie, do you want a hug or a high five? Are you being shy like Louie? Oh, maybe I'll have to come and play with you later since you're being so shy. Lucas! Would you like a high five or a hug?
Hug.
All right, big hugs. Oh, that was a great hug. All right, I'm going to come and get you, Gracie. I'm going to get you. Ah! All right, guys. Tell Susie goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Susie. Thanks for the story.
Susie.
We're going to get ready for our